At 8 a.m., the city of Pripyat woke up on time. Buses ran their usual routes. Children put on their school uniforms. Workers kissed their wives goodbye and walked toward the nuclear power plant. Nothing looked wrong. No sirens, no smoke covering the sky, no screams. The air felt normal. The streets felt alive. And the people of Pripyat believed they still had a future. What they didn't know was that their city had already died. It just hadn't told them yet. Somewhere nearby, reactor number 4 was no longer a machine. It was an open wound, leaking something invisible, something silent, something unstoppable. Radiation doesn't roar. It doesn't burn the skin at first. It doesn't announce itself. It simply enters the body and waits. Children played outside under a clear sky that carried death. Men stood on bridges, watching a strange blue glow rise from the power plant, calling it beautiful. Women cooked breakfast, unaware that their kitchens would never be used again. Pripyat was not destroyed in an explosion. It was erased by normality. And that is what makes this story terrifying. Because the most dangerous disasters are the ones that allow you to live just long enough to believe everything is fine.
Pripyat was never meant to grow old. It was built in 1970, not as a town, but as a promise. A promise of progress, a promise of science, a promise that humanity had finally learned how to control power itself. The city was young, too young. The average age was just 26. New apartments, wide streets, modern schools, hospitals filled with confidence instead of fear. This was not a poor Soviet town. This was a showcase. If you lived in Pripyat, you were part of something important. Engineers, scientists, technicians, teachers raising children who would inherit a future powered by atoms. People believed they were safe because they were smart. They believed disasters happened to ignorant places, not to cities designed by experts. Every morning, families walked past posters praising nuclear energy. Every evening, fathers came home proud of the work they did inside the power plant. Reactor number 4 wasn't a monster. It was a symbol. And symbols are dangerous because people stop questioning them. On April 26, 1986, at 1:23 a.m., that symbol collapsed. A test went wrong. Safety systems failed. A mistake became a chain reaction. The explosion tore the reactor open like a chest ripped apart. But Pripyat didn't wake up. Most people slept through the blast. The windows didn't shatter across the city. Buildings didn't fall. No alarm told parents to grab their children. Instead, something far worse began to spread. Invisible particles filled the air, settled on playgrounds, clung to clothes, entered lungs. By morning, the city looked peaceful. Children walked to school under radioactive dust. Mothers pushed strollers through poisoned streets. Workers went back to the power plant to fix something that could no longer be fixed. No one told them to stop, because admitting danger would mean admitting failure, and failure was unacceptable. The most terrifying part of Pripyat's story is not the explosion. It is the waiting. For 36 hours, the city remained alive on paper. Children continued their routines. Teachers stood in classrooms, chalk in hand. Weddings were planned. Appointments were kept. All while radiation levels climbed to numbers that should have emptied the city instantly. But no evacuation order came. Instead, officials reassured the population. There is no danger. Everything is under control. Control was a lie spoken into the wind. By midday,
Residents noticed strange things: a metallic taste in the mouth, headaches that wouldn't go away, nausea without explanation. Some people felt their skin burn slightly in the sun. Others watched birds fall silent. At night, families gathered on balconies. They saw a glow, a strange, beautiful. No one ran. They had been taught to trust the system, to believe authority knew best. Children played outside longer than usual. Parents didn't stop them. Why would they? Nothing looked wrong. But inside their bodies, damage was already done. Cells were breaking apart. DNA was being rewritten into something broken. Time itself was turning against them. Firefighters who arrived first were already dying. Their uniforms soaked with radioactive dust, their skin burning without flames. Yet the city slept, and when the evacuation finally came, it was delivered calmly. Temporary relocation, 3 days only, bring essential items. People packed lightly. They left pets behind. They left photographs. They left half-drunk cups of tea on kitchen tables. Doors were locked, as if they were coming back. Buses lined the streets, 1,200 of them. An entire city stood still, waiting to be moved like furniture. And then, Pripyat became silent. Not destroyed, not erased, just abandoned.
The evacuation of Pripyat was calm. Too calm. No panic, no chaos, no screaming crowds. Just a voice over loudspeakers repeating the same sentence again and again. This is temporary. You will return in 3 days. 3 days. That lie was gentle enough to be believed. People packed as if they were going on a short trip. A change of clothes, some documents, a little food. They didn't pack their lives. Parents told children to remember which apartment was theirs. Elderly couples locked their doors carefully, hiding their keys in familiar places. Women watered plants before leaving. Why wouldn't they? 3 days is nothing. Inside apartments, everything stayed exactly as it was. Plates left on tables, beds unmade, clocks ticking. In one home, a child's school bag lay open, books still inside. In another, a wedding dress hung in a closet, never worn. Pets waited. Dogs tied to fences. Cats locked in kitchens. Aquariums left humming quietly. They trusted their owners would come back. The buses rolled out of the city slowly. From the windows, people looked back, not with fear, but confusion. No one waved goodbye. You don't say goodbye to a place you believe still belongs to you. Behind them, Pripyat remained standing, whole, empty. The radiation stayed. Days passed, then weeks, then years. No one returned. The truth arrived not as an announcement, but as absence. Letters unanswered, apartments sealed, maps erased. Pripyat had become a place that officially did not exist, and yet it was still there, waiting. Pripyat did not collapse. It did not burn. It simply stopped. The city froze at the exact moment its people left. Playgrounds rusted but never emptied. Classrooms stayed arranged for lessons that would never happen. Hospitals kept beds ready for patients who never arrived. Nature moved in slowly. Trees grew through windows. Roots broke concrete. Animals claimed streets once filled with children. But time did not heal this place. It only preserved it. Shoes still rest by doors. Photographs still stare from shelves. Graffiti fades, but never disappears. Every object whispers the same thing. Someone lived here. The most disturbing part of Pripyat is not decay, it's familiarity.
These are not ruins from a forgotten civilization. These are homes that could be yours. A kitchen like your grandmother's, a school like the one you attended, a city that believed it was safe because it was modern. Pripyat reminds us that intelligence does not protect us from mistakes. Technology does not save us from arrogance. And control is often an illusion we cling to until it breaks. The city still exists, but it will never grow old. No birthdays, no funerals, no memories added, just a loop of the same moment forever. When visitors walk its streets today, they don't hear ghosts, they hear silence. And silence tells the truth more honestly than any warning ever could. Pripyat was not destroyed by fire. It was abandoned by time, and it is still waiting for people who will never come back.